Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and we have assembled here once again today. And this time we are going to be talking about Laurel and Hardy, the music box. And we're going to kick straight off with Brian's thoughts on this. Brian, what's your thoughts on the music box? And I don't think you've seen these two before, have you? These comedy classics.
Me?
Yes.
No, actually, I haven't. I haven't even heard of Laurel and Hardy until now. Until like you
I
got.
had a feeling you wouldn't. That's why I got. That's why I've gone to you first because I want. I want to know what you make of it. You know,
At first,
you've never seen them before.
I thought this was gonna be Abracadabra, but that actually that's what I thought at first it was. But I had to read closely. But Laurel and Hardy, I what can I say? I really, really loved it. I think it's probably 10 times better than the last guest that we just did. But I did love this. Thought it was funny. Thought it was a classic thing. Probably would even want more episodes of it, which I probably will. I think my dad has like a few DVDs downstairs, or watch a couple on YouTube. But the music box episode was really funny. I absolutely enjoyed it. Just seeing Laurel and Hardy, that just seeing that character's. What's the character's name again in the? Well, I forgot. It was.
Sorry.
Anybody?
What's the character's names?
Laurel and Hardy.
I thought they have to be characters' names in
the names are in the title. Laurel and Hardy. That's who they are.
I thought that's the actors' names.
Oh.
Yes, that's the actors' names.
Yes. Oh, this is why I love having you on, Brian. Was there any favourite moments? Any favourite scene that you liked? Any particular?
Favorite scene? favorite particular scenes? Well, there's a bunch. I mean, seeing from what they did in the episode, and I'm judging probably mostly that all the episodes are like this. I really enjoyed when they were bringing the piano up the stairs.
Yeah.
I loved how that when they finally got up the stairs and they would bring it into the house. The box got waterlogged, and when they opened it, it came flooding out with water because they fell in like that. Both of them fell in like that pond in the front of the house. So, the other possible favorite moment is when they were in the living room and they were trying to set up the piano in the living room, they end up destroying the house. But the most thing that made me laugh is the house that they ended up being in is that professor that they meet on the steps, and he goes ballistic when he after he meets him for the first time at the steps, and then when he comes back, gets even more ballistic, and he gets like the accident thing, and he smashes and destroys the piano, and I thought that was just hilarious. So I really enjoyed Laurel and Hardy. Again, think I might check out a few more episodes.
So
And
you really like your physical humor, then? You like your physical humor, yeah.
well, yeah, this is the type of humor I could handle and enjoy. So I really, really enjoyed it. I loved it.
Oh, thanks for that, Brian. Let's go to Susan and Alex since they're unmuted. That's it, Alex. You've got to wake up now, I'm afraid.
He let's I enjoy these. I watched a bunch of them when I was in my teenage years, just kind of out of curiosity, and because I had a lot of the um, the sort of radio plays from the past, so that was cool. And um, but I'd never seen Music Box, and it was great. It was pretty interesting. Um, how emotionally you get involved with these fellows trying to just go about their day to day, and they suck you in. So here's Alex.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite comedy teams. I used to read a lot of books from the about the teams from the 20s and 30s. You have the Three Stooges, the Marx Brothers. You have Laurel and Hardy. You have quite a few teams actually. This sort of reminded me a little bit of the Three Stooges when they claim to be plumbers, and by the time they're done, there's 500 pipes in the air and an ocean where they're standing, and they're half submerged in the water. That's how great they're doing their jobs at plumbing. And again, this is one of the old-fashioned comedies. It's great comedy. It's well written that even other people imitate it, and a lot of teams did their own versions. Just like the Marx Brothers had scenes where Harpo destroys his harp or plays his harp, and you go, "Where did that come from? You didn't see anybody move it." And also when Chico, who plays the piano like a little clown, even though he's playing it right, but he does all funny dancing with his fingers. That's another thing. And then Harpo tries to play it, and he breaks the piano frame and all that. But that's the same type of humor. That's the same type of humor, the same type of routine. Uh, it's amazing those stairs are still there after all these years. I don't know if that was 20 flights or 30 flights. It seemed like a lot. But it's so funny when the mailman comes and says, "You guys didn't have to do that. There's a road right around." So, so
And they go back down.
yeah. So yeah, that's another thing. And then even that doesn't help them because then it gets submerged in the pond fountain and all that other stuff. Of course, I want to know how Hardy is dancing when he just got a nail in his foot a couple of minutes before. But they're both dancing while they're trying to finish the job, and of course, this being a comedy, something is finally going to happen to the piano to destroy it. So all that work and for very little, even though I have to give Hardy points for being so pleasant after going through all that mess.
Let's go to Lee since he's unmuted himself, like the rebel he is.
Um, um, Laurel and Hardy, the greatest comedy double act ever, in my opinion. Without these two,
The Crankies were pretty good. Come on.
well,
The
without
Crankies
these
were
two,
pretty good.
well, hold on, shut it. Without these two, you wouldn't have had Abbott and Costello. You wouldn't have had Morecambe and Wise. And these
The Chuckle Brothers.
kings of slapstick influenced the alternative comedy of the 80s with the young ones, all the poke in the eye and all like that. This all stems from Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin era. Back to the music box. Yeah, that stairs is still there. And it's got a plaque at the bottom stating about the movie made there and everything like that. But it's just 28 minutes of just surreal Laurel and Hardy getting those. You're surprised that the piano's still in one piece from what it goes through all the way through the movie to get to the house, and then it plays at the end. But yeah, it's just, I mean, poor old Oliver Hardy. He's always at the brunt of whatever Stan Laurel does. I was in Fitz and Giggles where he's behind the thing and he comes walking up with the ladders straight in his eye. It was just, it's just one of these things. It's one of the best, and it won the Oscar for the best shot at film of that year of 1932. So well deserved, and I recommend, Brian. They've got loads and loads of movies out there. Go and watch them. You'll be laughing at any of them because they're all funny. There is not one dud one in the collection. But yeah, The Music Box, a brilliant, brilliant little movie.
Well, Susan's got the music box there. They are. I want to give a shout out to the horse. I think we should give a shout out to the horse. I think.
Let's give a shout out to Susie. Whoa, Susie.
Whoa, Susie. Yes, and with that, let's go. Whoa, Beef Dad to Beef Dad.
Well, I grew up watching Laurel and Hardy films. They are a part of my childhood. I used to love them. They were really, really funny. They made me laugh all the time. And this one is just brilliant. It is just brilliant. The whole business about going up and down those stairs all the time. But it was it's when Stan decides to kick the nursemaid up the backside because she was laughing at their bad luck. That was just so funny. That was just so funny. And of course, they are incredibly popular in Germany still. They've actually got a Stan Laurel and Laurel and Hardy museum in Germany. But of course, over here they were known as Dick and Doff. Dick and Doff. Yeah. But yeah, there's still, even now, very popular over here. They have a big following. But yeah, as I say, yeah, it brings back memories of my childhood for me, watching that and watching anything with Laurel and Hardy in. But yeah, they are so funny. They really are so funny. The whole business about the hats, where they get the hats confused, and of course, Stan's got Ollie's hat on, which is too big, and Ollie's got Stan's hat on, which is far too small. It looks like a pimple on an elephant's bum. It is just so funny. And of course, Stan Laurel, he was born in England, in north England, Lancashire. Lancashire, he was born. Oliver Hardy was born in America. I mean, the thing is, they work so brilliantly together. But Stan Laurel was pretty top, because I mean, he worked with Fred Carno, who used to do stage comedy shows with Charlie Chaplin and people like that. And Stan Laurel was Charlie Chaplin's understudy. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I love the bit where Mrs. von Schwarzenhofen comes comes in and her husband's just chopped up the music box. And he shouts at her that she knew he hates the piano. He hates pianos. And that was just so funny and so typical. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Great fun, and brought back memories of my childhood for me.
Oh, and viewers, you might have seen Susan and Alex take part in a game of Pass the Parcel during that review. I want to know who won and what was inside it.
You don't need to know that. But the important thing is...
was it
there's
something
no
to do with
stairs.
upstairs?
There's
Was it
no
something to do
stairs.
with upstairs?
Very
Okay,
good.
well... Anyway, we've been to you two, haven't we? Yeah, so let's go to Stephen Price.
Yeah, I've seen this movie hundreds of times. I recently...
You didn't need to watch it hundreds of times this week, Steve.
No,
You didn't need to watch. You didn't. I know
hundreds
you're
of
dedicated.
times.
Very dedicated. We know that.
I don't
Carry
mean
on.
this week. Anyway, I recently watched on YouTube a guy who lives in Hollywood, and he made a video going to those stairs. The plaque is a plaque at the bottom. The only thing which is different is there's houses on the left hand side going up the steps. Yeah. Yeah, I love the part where they trying to going up the steps, and the piano starts rolling down. Stan leaves it go and it rolls all the way down. And I love the part where it goes into the house, and Oliver Hardy stands on a nail, and all this and that. I like the part with the light bulb just hits him straight smack in the forehead. Yeah, brilliant. I just, it won an award, and it deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. No, and it rolls over him as well. The piano goes over him when it's going down the steps.
There is a part in another movie they done with the like a swinging like a bridge you go across, and they are moving a piano over there, and you've got the ape or the monkey is after them. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I can't remember.
Seen that one. Lee's probably seen that one.
Yeah.
And Beef Dad probably seen them all.
Yeah.
You're
That's
unmuted,
it.
by the way, Beef Dad. You can speak if you want. Is that it, Stephen?
Yeah, I just said that's it.
All right, that's it. Okay,
You
I've got it. Put the
what?
chainsaw away. Yeah, it's a classic. What can you say? These two are great together, and good comedy never ages, and good humor never ages. And this has been redone like it's the classic. It's the classic piano, isn't it? Really, it's the classic piano where they're pushing the piano up the stairs, and it's going all over the place, and it rolls back down the stairs. It's been repeated so many times. Look at the Chuckle Brothers. They do the same thing. Where they get into situations and to me, to you, and it's all going wrong. They inspired, Laurel and Hardy inspired all these others. So they must have done something really special, which they have, to inspire people to this very day, because there's a lot of humor in this, which is still used today in series like Benidorm, which is still going, which it reminds me of a bit, because Benidorm uses a lot of slapstick humor and this type of humor, it's inoffensive as well. It's fun humour. You can watch, any age can watch this and find it funny. They can enjoy it. You can just sit down with your kids or your grandparents or whatever, and you can enjoy this because it's well done. It's well, the slapstick is just brilliant. They did this to perfection. They really did do this to perfection. This isn't an easy thing to do, to fall around like that and to put this together. This is a really difficult thing to do, and to make it funny as well, because people falling around is funny, but when it's done like this, it's classic. Because it could easily go wrong, couldn't it? Really.
Also, you've got to remember, back in the day, they did their own stunts.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But the woman with the pram, she just frustrated me because I thought, you could just go on the grass. You could just go on the grass. She really frustrated. There was enough room that she could go on the grass. There was a big grass verge on the left. She could go on there. But yeah, this was really good. Yeah, I've never seen this episode before. I've only seen clips of Laurel and Hardy. I've never seen a full episode like this. So yeah, it was really enjoyable.
You've watched the highlights like Brian.
Well, I've seen a full episode now. Just not previously, because they don't show them on telly, do they? I don't think.
They used to be always on TV. You hardly ever see them on TV now. It's just TV viewing has just changed. If they put it back on TV and the youngsters started watching this, I think they turn out differently to what they are doing now.
Yeah, they are back on TV. Some I think it's Real or something TV. I think they.
Real TV. Yeah, one of these smaller channels. Yeah. Well, they show Heidi High and stuff like that, don't they? And yeah.
Well, they still show Babes in Toyland. So they show the Laurel and Hardy version of Babes in Toyland.
Laurel and Hardy did lose the grasp on comedy when they stopped filming with Al Roach. When they went into the 40s and they had different directors, the movies weren't. They were still funny, but not so
good
as they were.
Oh, that's a shame.
But they were, but at that time they were coming to their end of their careers anyway. Because in those latter movies, you do see them. They are older. They do look well old, but they are still funny. But they're not as quick and on the ball as they used to be in the earlier days.
I mean, Lee was just stating now that they done their own stunts. Have you seen the movie where Ollie wants Stan to give him an hand to put up an aerial for the radio? And,
is that called Hog Wild? I think.
Yeah, something like that. And he ends up in something happens on the roof, and he ends up in a greenhouse. Ollie does, and in the fish pond.
Well, this reminds me of Mr. Bean as well. This is the type of humour Mr. Bean is as well. Very physical.
They influenced a hell of a lot of modern day comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that in Pardon Us, where they were having this argument, and he shoves a brush in his chin, and he just goes into the corner, and all these pots of paint come down, empty tins of paint, and he cuts it off with the scissors, and he's got a plain wood, and he shaves it off with that, oh my God.
Yeah, no, they had wonderful humor, and most of these comedy teams were around for 20 years. But then toward the end, in the 40s, a lot of them were already around since the 1910s, so they were starting to retire at that point. I mean, they still had a few, but not as many.
The comedian still alive today was a personal friend of Stan Laurel, Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, yeah, he's still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, in the 70s and the 80s, they used to show a lot of Laurel and Hardy up here, but I wonder if it was partially filler, just to fill the slot. But it was, I mean, there are one of, I always will love the Marx Brothers, but Laurel and Hardy was, just as good, if not better.
Right. Anybody else have anything to add? Nope. Lee? Nope. Let's go to final say and score. Let's start off with Alex and Susan since they're unmuted like the rebels that they are. They're arguing who should go first. Oh.
Who's that first? I don't know. Oh, wrong team.
You know you're on camera, right? Yeah.
I know. Well, like I said, I used to read a lot of books, and this is the good comedy. It is slightly obnoxious, but not like today. And it's good if Marx Brothers, Laurel and Hardy, even the Three Stooges, though they don't appeal to me as much. And I love W.C. Fields and Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. And there was a lot of other good teams we're talking anywhere from 1910 to 1950, and then of course even the Three Stooges had to retire by the time the 60s rolled around. But it's great that they did their own stunts. They really had to get out there. They really had to live the comedy. A lot of these teams had great routines, like I said, that other people even imitated and tried to duplicate. Laurel and Hardy's very funny, minimalist, slapstick, funny, not incredibly raunchy, little bit raunchy, but not in a bad way. And they were able to do a lot of movies, and I used to have a lot of posters of them and the Marx Brothers as well. I just preferred that type of comedy. So for the music box, I'd give it 8.
Oh, we finally got onto the music box. Thank you for that, Alex. It's taken half an hour.
And I liked the comedy of George Burns and Gracie Allen. I thought that they were great, and I like Laurel and Hardy a lot. And we used to have one on Super 8 motion picture, which was great. I mean, I love that they made the transition to the talkies seamlessly. They went from the silent to the talkies with their own, inimitable style, and their voices were okay with the way that they were, and it was great. It was amazing, and so I'll give this one an 8 too. I'll agree with Alex.
Brian, you look confused. We're coming to you now for your final say and score.
Okay. All right. Final say and score for Laurel and Hardy. I probably would give Laurel and Hardy music box a 10 out of 10 score because it was good. No, I would give it, no, not good. It was amazing, funny. I loved it. Mwah.
Wow. Where's the real Brian? Has he been? Would you say you'll give it 10 piano keys out of 10?
Maybe 11 as an extra score.
Yeah, don't get carried away, Brian. Let's go to Let's go to Stephen Price.
Yeah, great comedy duo. Nobody can beat them, and nobody ever will. It gets a 10 out of 10 for me.
I'm sorry you didn't like it.
What?
Let's go to Beef Dad. This is going to be a very low score.
The magic of my childhood. And it gets a 10 out of 10 from me.
Biggest shock of the night. Lee is waiting for me to say his name, but I'm not going to. Let's go to me instead. No, let's go to Lee. Bernard.
They may
Otherwise,
be
I won't
gone.
get paid.
Yeah, they may be gone, but they live on forever. Classic.
What's Alex and Susan pointing at? Hey, is an in-joke going on here? They're pointing at us. They're going and sniggering.
I don't know.
Share
Anyway.
the joke. No, come on, I'm not having this. Share the joke. Go on.
We were just noticing the similarities between you two and Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, well, I'm honoured. I'm honoured. Which one's Laurel? Actually, I already know.
Between which two?
Yeah, between me and Lee. Oh, God.
Oh.
You know, I've only just noticed. We could, we could reenact some of it, Lee. Have you got a piano? Let's go and get a piano. Have you got? Find some
Anyway.
flights of stairs.
We're gonna have some serious talks after this cast is over, but going to my final say. Go.
You're gonna have the Brian treatment.
As I said, you know, they're gone. They may be gone, but they live on forever.
Did you say that? I wasn't listening.
I know you never do. But what I'm going to say is, every Laurel and Hardy movie is just brilliant. I highly recommend, if you ever get a chance to watch Laughing Gravy, it's brilliant, and also the Laurel and Hardy Murder Case. Those two are very, very funny. But I mean, I've got them all on DVD over there, but I'm not going to.
DVD.
I know. So for
You've
that
got
reason,
Series 11 of Doctor Who on DVD.
No, I haven't, and I won't have. For that reason alone, Laurel and Hardy can't do any wrong in my eyes. If it wasn't going to be this one we was talking about, or it would be another one, all of them would get the same score. It's a 10.
But all of them would get the same score.
All of them would get the 10. So it didn't matter if it was going to be.
Now, haven't you? You've ruined the suspense if we ever do another episode. There's meant to be suspense to this cast. You're meant to be on the edge of your seat thinking, what on earth are they going to give it?
Yeah, but nobody ever gets to the end of these videos.
No, you've got a point. You've actually got a point. So actually, I'm not talking to anybody, am I? I'm not actually talking to anyone. I don't need to wrap this up. Anyway, I can't give it anything. I can't give it anything.
Can't you give it anything? Why?
No, I can't give it. Look, this is an absolute classic. They're a classic duo. They're absolutely hilarious. They're still hilarious to this day. I can't give it anything but a 6 out of 10. It's a solid gold plated 6 out of 10. But just brilliant. Yes, that's it, Alex. You've got it. Yeah. Anyway, I would like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank. Well, there's no one here, is there? No one is watching.
As Alex just proved that he's the Geeks Assembled accountant.
He's adding he's keeping score of the scores. This is what he's doing. Either that or he's learning his numbers.
Yes.
I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. Tell us below what you think of the Music Box. Follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, and check out the channel for more insane videos like this if you like to talk to yourself. But if you've got insomnia, it helps. These casts do help. We're actually scientifically proven to help people sleep better. We are scientifically proven. We are unique in that sense that we are one of the only YouTube channels that will send you to sleep.
And also, we can cure trapped wind.
Well, on that note, looking after yourself.
On that bum note.
See you next time. Yes, you leave bums out of it.